The truth has been revealed over all these injuries involving Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Jalen Williams and why they aren't playing for the Thunder as of late, as we now have 6 games left in the season after taking a devastating loss to the Celtics tonight. But first, before we get into all that, don't forget to hit subscribe, as 95% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel yet. If you want to stay up to date with all the content that we're dropping and everything and all the Thunder news, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that bell so you can stay up to date on all the OKC Thunder news. Now let's get into it. I was at the Celtics game tonight. I was at Celtics Thunder, all right? I wore my Dort jersey, all right? I wore it, got it signed and everything. It was a great night. It was off to a great start for your boy's birthday weekend and everything. And then it went downhill. The game started. I'm going to be honest. Game went downhill. And I thought it was going to go downhill at the beginning when we saw, once again, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Jalen Williams are not playing tonight. I don't know why we're not playing him right now. I get it was a tough team and everything. I get maybe not playing them tonight and everything. I would have liked to see them play against the 76ers yesterday, as it was ruled earlier that they were not playing against the Celtics, and you could tell that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is the most valuable player for this team at least, all right, because we lost pretty handily. I'm not going to mention the score. You guys can look at the stat lines below and everything. You can look at what happened. We're not going to talk about this game because it was so bad. I feel like there's nothing to take away from this game. So we're going to focus on kind of the 76ers game when we talk about why they're not playing and everything. And we're going to look at it, and it's because we need them rested come playoff time. If you look at all the games we have left now, scratch the Celtics game and everything, we have 6 games left. At Pacers, at Hornets, Kings, Spurs, Bucks, and Mavericks to finish that 4-game span for our last 4 games of the year and everything. Little home stretch there. And if you look at it, there are 3 teams on here I think we can beat without Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Jalen Williams. I think there are 5 teams we can beat on here without Shai on our team, but having J-Dub in the lineup. I think without those 2, we can beat the Hornets. I think we can beat the Spurs, Kings, and Pacers. I think we can beat those 4 teams without our starters, because Josh Giddey's been playing well along with Chet Holmgren. We'll get into those stats later. But I think we also beat the Bucks with Jalen Williams. Now, the Mavericks, however, we match up very poorly against the Mavericks. I'm going to be honest. They're one of the teams I don't want to see in the first round or so come playoff time. But I do think we can beat the Bucks first round. Or if I said first round, but I do think we match up well against the Bucks and everything. We can beat them. Come playoffs, if we play in the finals, I think we beat them in a 7-game series. And so with Jalen Williams, I think we beat 5 of these teams minus the Mavericks. If we have both players, I think we beat every team. We go on a 6-0 run to finish off the season, and I think that's great. I think that's a great way to think about this and everything, because right now they're not playing. We want them rested. And what I would do if I was the coach right now, if I was managing this team, what I would do would be I would sit Shai and J-Dub for these last 2 games, because I do think we can pull out a win against at least one of these teams. Definitely the Hornets, we can pull out a win. I definitely think we can. Pacers, I believe we can. It's going to be a little bit tougher, but I think we can win by 10 points or so without Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Jalen Williams. And so I say we sit them for the rest of this road trip. Once we get back home, throw J-Dub back into the mix in those first. We're going to look back at that first game against the Kings and Spurs, and then for Bucks Mavericks, throw Shai back in there for the final home games that we have and everything. Get him used to running up and down the court again, playing in a game-like situation, getting physical and everything, getting used to that, especially getting ready to go in the playoffs. You don't want him cold. You don't want him not playing in game action and his first time being back come playoff time, especially against a tough Western Conference team, because the play-in teams aren't a cakewalk. You have Phoenix in there. You have New Orleans. You have the Kings, I believe, the Warriors, the Rockets are even making a push in there. And so they're not cakewalk teams. They're not. They aren't cakewalk teams, and so you want all your players playing to the best of their ability, coming in here and everything. And so it's just one of those things where I think next 2 games, like I said, I sound like a broken record here, but just rest them up a little bit more. No need to press that panic button. There's no need for that. We've already clinched a playoff spot. It's just a matter of making sure they're rested. Then, of course, making sure that they're good come playoff time. Sorry, I got a piece of hair here. That's just bugging me. But we'll deal with that. It's fine. I need to get it cut off anyways. But I'm going to go into the next thing that we have here. The final thing for this video is, like I said, should we be concerned? And I told you, we shouldn't be concerned. We shouldn't, because some of this is we're trying to get our other players some action and everything. Like, example here, Chet Holmgren had 22 points against Embiid when we played the 76ers yesterday. He had 7 boards as well. Solid performance by him against an MVP player right there in Embiid and one of the best players in the league. Sure, he was coming off injury and everything. It's still tough. That matchup is still tough, and I'm impressed by Holmgren in that game. And so, like I said, that's kind of why we're doing this. We're kind of playing and everything, getting some of our not our number 1 and 2 options some experience and get them used to a playoff like situation where they're going to be going against everyone's best every night. Like having Chet pair up tonight against Tatum and Kristaps, having them switch on him and everything, needed that. He needed to get used to that, and he played well. He was all right and everything. Josh Giddey really shined tonight. I feel like he played very well. And so it's just getting our guys like that used to that and everything. And so that's why we're doing it. And then you also look at the box score for the Philly game and everything. We have guys playing that will not be playing come playoff time. Lindy Waters III, I love him. Oklahoma State Cowboy legend right there. I love him to death. He's not going to play in the playoffs. Mike Muscala, also Thunder legend there. He's not playing in the playoffs or anything. And then I don't think Williams, Kenrick Williams, is playing in the playoffs either. Maybe not even Gordon Hayward. So there are 3 to 4 guys here that played against the Sixers, even played tonight against the Celtics, that I don't think will see the floor come playoff time unless we're playing a team and we're up by like 25-30 at some point. That's the only time I see them coming in and playing. And so it's just one of those things where getting some guys experience, but you look at this show, Holmgren with 22, Aaron Wiggins with 15. Giddey had an off night against the Sixers and everything. That's fine. It happens, Everyone has those kind of games. Lou Dort played all right too, 15 and 8. That's solid. 3 for 6 from 3-point. That's also solid tonight. I don't know why he couldn't do that, but it's fine. Isaiah Joe's been playing well. It's just when we have this pairing of Isaiah Joe and Aaron Wiggins coming off the bench, and I think that's a deadly pairing, and it's going to help us make a deep run in the playoffs. And so getting the starting action, having them play play teams best and everything. Like example, having Aaron Wiggins match up against Jaylen Brown tonight, he needed that. He needed that to try to find some confidence and everything. He was all right. It wasn't bad. It wasn't horrible. He was just He was meh. That's the best way I can describe it. He was mediocre. He was mid. And so it's just one of those things. I'm like, get them experience and everything. But I do think when we have our final 4 games at home and everything, that's when you throw Dub back into the mix and everything. And then there are also teams that are, or I say teams, players that are also saying that there's no need to worry and everything. We look fine. Like Kevin Durant was asking to compare this OKC team to his young OKC team. And he said, they've got talent here. I think they're going to do amazing things. And this is the Thunder record versus the 2012 NBA Finals Thunder this season. We swept KD. We're 3-0 against them. Russ, we went 2-1. Harden, we went 2-1. And Reggie Jackson, that's a name that we're throwing out there, 3-1. And so we're playing well. We're playing really well. Like, we're playing good. Don't get me wrong. The last 2 losses are going to look bad and everything, especially tonight's. It's going to look horrible. It is. It's going to hurt for a little bit. It's going to hurt me until we start the playoffs and everything. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be thinking about this loss for a while, considering I was at the game. But it's just one of those things. We kind of got to take it on the chin, go about it and everything. We know we've already clinched the playoffs. Focus on that. Focus on the good. Focus on the good that we're doing right now instead of, trying to focus on the bad and what we can do better. Focus on the good and really play into that in your game and know, I need to focus on this part. Aaron Wiggins knows he's a very good spot-up shooter along with Isaiah Joe. So focus on that part of your game and refine it. So come playoff time, we know you're a for sure option in a corner catch-and-shoot situation. Wing 3 catch-and-shoot. That's what we need them to do. So they're focused and everything, and they're ready come playoffs. It's same thing that our starters got to do. They got to know what's their bread and butter that they need to do. Lou Dort, he knows he's going to be put on their best player. Shai, he's going to be expected to carry the load. J-Dub, he's going to be expected to drive in and get buckets. Josh Giddey, he's going to be expected to facilitate. Chet, he's going to be expected to bang down load and really own those defensive boards. That's kind of where we struggled tonight, was the defensive boards. It was just Chet, and when he's matched up with a team that's just as physical and everything, maybe even more, he struggled. And so it's something that he has to realize, I have to be more physical come playoff time. And so it's just all these things that we're looking at and everything. And we'll be fine. There's no reason to stress, like I said. No reason at all to stress about these last 2 losses and why Shai and J-Dub aren't playing. We're going to be fine. Remember, we've made the playoffs. All right? We've made it. Don't stress. We for sure have 4 wins coming up. 4 for sure. All right? I think we can even sweep these last 6 teams that we have left. I think we can go 6-0 if all our guys play and they're healthy. And so that's all I got for Thunder Digest. Once again, don't forget to hit subscribe. Like I said, 95% of you guys are not subscribed. It means the world. Shows how much you support me and everything. Shows how much you love the Thunder as well. If you just subscribe and stay up to date on all our news. And I'll see you in the next video, guys.